retired, apparently.
What a place.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're really excited. You guys are playing the Ritz in Ybor tonight.
Yes.
Excited for the show?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you guys coming? Who's coming?
Some people coming?
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh.
Basically, the Florida residents are coming. Okay, no, sorry. The other three aren't. They're going home.
Florida resident
They
discount.
flew out for this. Sorry.
Now, your tour started like 6 days ago, right?
Yes.
Something
yes.
like that, and it completely sold out. Like,
It
how does that
did.
feel?
Feels like we sold out. Just kidding, no. It's crazy. It's always like a weird thing when people like want to come see your show, or like you hear that something sold out in advance, or like you see people in line. You're just like, whoa, like I would do that too, or like I don't know. It's just weird because you put in all this work, or like you're in the band. Like we've been in a band for so long now that it's just like this weird, cool feeling. I don't know. It's just very like humbling too, as well as it is like super stoked.
That's a new word. We're a fan of it. Well, we're excited to be, some little part of that. The show is going to be amazing. You guys were great this morning. And
Sneak peek.
The shows don't go that hard, but it's fun.
They're a little tamer than that. Don't be scared.
Don't worry.
Sorry. Yeah.
In 2019, last year, it seemed like a really big year for you guys. Like you had your debut album, but you've actually been like friends for a really long time, right? Like at least some of you, like 8, 9 years old,
Yeah.
and
Braden-
making music together for a very long time.
Also a long time, yeah. I've known Braden since I was 9. Known Cole since I was like 11 or 12, and then we've made music since like then when we all knew each other. I mean, Braden and I wrote kind of funny songs before that, but yeah.
Those songs are still really good.
Oh.
Mr. Big Ears is my favorite one.
It's one of my favorite ones.
Well, his next single on 97X, Mr. Big Ears.
It's a banger, that's for sure.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't you worry.
It's a banger.
So, having known each other so long and working together so long, like, is it exciting to get on tour again? Like, you guys just seem like you have such a natural, like, bro connection. It's pretty amazing.
We're just bros.
We got the dumbbells and the buzz, and we're just broing out. No,
constant broing out on tour.
That's what we
just working out on tour
Yeah.
constantly.
Protein shakes everywhere. Sorry.
Muscle milks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always really easy to get homesick. Like no matter where I am, no matter what I do. But I was super excited to come out on this run, and we're having a great. I mean, I feel like these shows have been already the best so far. Like the crowds have really, honestly, only gotten better. I think on this run even than before. I feel like people are just. I don't know. It just feels like it's getting even better. It's getting more fun. So. Yeah, I was really excited to come out on the road. And everyone in the crew is super cool, and we all have a good time, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I heard a story, or I read about a story, that you guys had a bad tour bus experience at one point, like it was on fire.
yeah.
Do you guys have like a
Fully.
little anxiety going back on tour thinking about that?
Yeah, I guess sleeping on the bus now is much different than it was before. Because the bus, it was a problem with the bus, and so it just went up in flames. And it's definitely in the back of my mind that could just happen at any moment. But
Well, yeah, apparently 2 buses a year like explode or catch fire,
yeah, so we were one of the 2 buses.
which seems like way too many.
Yeah, that's too many buses.
I remember like when we first got the bus, because it was like the first one we've ever had, and like I remember like sitting down, and I'm like the anxious one, and I was like, hey, by the way, like where are like the emergency exits? And I remember some people like, oh, Braden, you're so stupid. Like, like why do I know about the emergency exits? And then like fast forward 2 weeks. I mean, and it's funny, this time I'm actually not as worried. I was more worried before, which is weird. It's almost like, I don't know.
I mean, I guess maybe since our bus caught fire, like we're good for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, I mean, who knows? But yeah,
There was a time in Europe we had another bus, and then like
Oh God!
I remember
no, yeah.
we had for some. Okay, so just going off on a tangent here. We had a bus that all of a sudden all the AC stopped working and it was like summer in Europe, so it was really hot. So that bus we had to ditch for a second, had to go get fixed. So then we were on this other bus for one night that was like this weird kind of creepy, much bigger, like 16 bunks on, like this really big.
Yeah, it
bus.
looked like a McDonald's playhouse.
It's sort of scary.
So scary looking.
But then I'm sitting. Then the power goes out on this bus when we're chilling one night, and so I'm sitting in this room like in the dark, and then Braden comes in, holding all his stuff, and he's like, I was in my bunk and there was a spark in the plug. Like I'm getting off the bus.
No, I literally smelled
was.
something burning. My hair was like burning.
Your hair was burning.
Because the extent, like the plug in your phone was behind my head. I was like on my phone. I was just like, what's that smell? And I looked back at the sparks, like, and I'm like, and I just ran. I was like, guys.
Then I grabbed my stuff and I got up. We're like, I don't want to be on the bus
We're all just
tonight.
standing
We're all
there.
paranoid.
So we kind of got that out of our system. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we went through like we went on the tour through like 4 buses or something. Like it's bad luck.
It's funny because we talked to so many bands and they're like so pumped for that moment when they go from like van life to bus life. It seems like you would be like, give me the van. I don't want any more buses.
I go back
we need
and
the
forth.
boat. We need the boat. At least we're on water if it catches fire.
There you go.
I go back and forth all the time. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
overall bus is great. But
Yeah.
So to circle back, post bus fire, you had your debut album released last year. You played Coachella for the first time last year. Like, what have been some big highlights, and how cool has it been to experience that together?
It was fire. I mean,
Okay, maybe not that one.
everyone's like,
I feel like playing Coachella was like a huge like moment. Like just kind of like because we grew up in LA and like that we've been to that festival like 1,000 times. So the idea of like playing
Sorry, 1,000
1,000 Coachellas. Like the idea of playing there was like a huge moment. Also, just like I think just meeting people on the road, like playing each city and like seeing the different like cultures and vibes and stuff. Like that's been like a highlight. And I don't know, just kind of like I don't know. A lot.
You didn't mention Tropicalia, right? Sorry,
No,
I
that was-
half asleep. Okay.
Yeah.
We played this festival in LA called Tropicalia in November, and it was our first time playing a festival after the sun goes down, which is so much better than during the day because it's not like hot and miserable. But it was an amazing crowd, hometown LA, like all of our friends and family. That was a great moment.
Yes, that was a great moment.
Love it. That's amazing. Well, I want to get to some of your questions, but before I do that, I do want to touch on something cool I wanted to ask about that you're doing at all of your shows on this tour. You're teaming up with local nonprofits for every show and taking donations. And if you're going to the show tonight, you've teamed up with Casa St. Pete, which is like an amazing organization, domestic violence advocacy group. And you're taking donations for like, toiletries, things people need who are trying to get back on their feet. And I would love to just know like how you guys thought of that cause, because it's not something I've seen. You see people who take donations, but this is like monetary. But this is just a cool idea because the pictures of the people coming out and bringing things is just amazing.
it is. I mean, a lot of credit goes to Dylan, who sells merch for us. His name's also Dylan. To me. The credit goes to me. No, it goes to Dylan, who sells our. I mean, because he's a person who but like interacts with our like fans and people who come to shows every single night, like to buy merch. And I think that he helped come up with the concept because he was like, people can easily bring items to donate for local nonprofits and cities, and he brought up the idea to us, and I mean, we were of course so down with that, and because I feel it's just nice to know that any city we come to, instead of just playing a show, to make any small sort of difference that we can, if people want to help, and then give any sort of small thing, like what we came up with now is like it's a special little pin that you get if you donate. It says I donated at a Wallows show, and it's been really cool to see the amounts of supplies that we have at the end of last night when we were in Fort Lauderdale for the nonprofit we were working with there. Apparently it was 5 months worth of their supplies that was brought to the show last night. Which is just so cool for us. Like if anyone just brings one roll of paper towels or something, it's just it makes a huge difference. So
and I hope that other bands sort of just like see it and copy it, because 5 months of supplies, if a band works with that organization like 2-3 times a year, then it's like then they're fine the whole year, you know. So hopefully, people steal this idea from us.
Yeah.
Well, we love it, and I was really just kind of inspired reading about all of that today. So thank you so much, and keep it in mind if you're going tonight. But back to you guys. From John and Wesley Chapel, and feel free to raise your hand if I ask your question.
Yo.
What ritual do you guys do before going on stage?
We got one.
We got one.
We just got one. It's we do the celebratory or the pre-celebratory. Have a good show. That's all we do. We just high five. Make sure we high five everyone. Have a good show.
Yeah,
Have a good
but
show.
to everyone
Have a
who's
good show.
there.
To everyone who's there. Just
No matter
have a good
who it
show.
is.
And when we're in Europe, this guy Joe does merch and like photos, and we say "Have a good Joe" to him only. So it's "Have a good show, have a good show, have a good Joe, have a good show, have a good show."
Yeah.
So that's kind of our ritual, I think. And then also just warming up our voices and drinking tea and honey sticks or whatever we're doing. But "Have a good show" is the one.
Drinking honey sticks.
Drinking all that honey sticks.
Ashley, it says you came all the way from Texas. Is that real? What?
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome.
I love
Awesome.
Texas.
Wish I was back in Texas. Yeah.
Name your top 3 songs on repeat right now.
Are you bored yet? I'm just,
Wait, what? I'm listening to "The Sign"
changes
by Ace of
just
Base.
3 times over.
"The Sign" by Ace of Base. I've been listening to. Oh God, what's it called? Something by Robin.
Oh,
What's it? It's Sorry, you guys.
is that the one with the really funny rhyme?
Not that one. That's
Okay,
another
okay.
good one. But it's
For me,
Okay.
it's just the Slow Rush, the new Tame Impala album. Like Breathe Deeper is the one I'm playing the most. On Track and like Is It True? Those songs are insane. Those are the ones.
Is that the Beatles?
Yeah, it's Do You Really? Oh, I love this song. It's "Do You Really Want Me? Show Me Respect" by Robin. That's on repeat. And then yeah, Borderline, Tame Impala probably.
Yeah. I've been listening to the Velvet Underground a ton. So, Velvet Underground. Is my answer.
Perfect.
The song "I Found a Reason" is the best song.
All right, Kathy from Zephyr Hills. A little bit of a drive for sure.
Whoa.
First thing you eat when you get home from tour.
In-N-Out, let's go. In-N-Out burger, let's go. Double, animal fries, no cheese, iced tea.
Oh, man.
So easy. Make it harder.
They're just all, it's all LA places. Like, I mean, Squirrel.
Squirrel?
Everyone's like, yeah, it's a place called
Nothing but
Squirrel.
squirrel there. You know, it's
Sushi at home.
Sushi. My girlfriend makes really good vegetarian chili. So I'm going to eat that when I get home.
Sounds
I'ma
delish.
eat that.
Yeah. See that? I'm going to eat that.
so excited. It'd be funny if we said McDonald's or something. It's like
Yeah, just like a Burger
Oh,
King.
Burger King always.
Burger King.
Spark a debate in this room.
Yeah. Spark. Just kidding. No.
Triggered!
Get us out of here.
Emily from Palm City.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
Did you consider other names for the band?
Oh, you
Yeah,
betcha.
we did.
I've actually been thinking more of band names after coming up with the band name. Like I hear like one was like I was like, it's mainly joke band names, but I thought like Wowza was a fun band name, like Wowza, and like the extra or like the extra credit. I thought that's more like boy band names, like jokingly, like
Yeah, Extra Credit is a
like extra credit's a cool band name.
90s.
But like ones we were considering, like I don't know, they're kind of all lame.
They're
Very lame.
They're so bad.
I'd rather be called the extra credit than a lot of the ones we came up with.
The night we decided on Wallows, the next day, Braden was still debating changing it. And I was like,
He was so mad at me.
I was so over it.
So over it. But yes.
Well, we love Wallows.
Thanks.
Rolls off the tongue
Thank you.
nicely.
Could have been called Wowza. Just kidding.
Just right there, it's just a wow.
Caitlin from Tampa.
Yeah.
Right next to her.
Caitlin. What would be the theme song of your life?
I would like to just step outside and Dancing Queen starts. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
That'd
what's
be
that?
tight.
Isn't that what's the Steve Carell movie where he like is walking? around to that. Am I insane?
Steve Carell, maybe. I don't know.
Help me.
He stole
no.
my thing.
Yeah, never mind.
Soundtrack to my life.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter.
Like
Forever.
the Michael Myers theme.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. What about "Soundtrack to My Life" by Kid Cudi?
Wow.
Oh.
I don't know. Sure.
There you go.
Oh.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Michael Myers Halloween theme song.
As you board the bus every time.
And whenever I'm falling in love, Photograph by Arcade Fire and
man.
starts playing. So those
The
two, if
Hearst
that's
one.
possible. We can have two. Yeah.
Never thought you meant Photograph by Nickelback for a second.
No, not Photograph. No.
Photograph for sure.
Renee from Newport Richie.
There she is, Beanie.
All right.
Let's go.
The biggest challenge the band has faced and overcome.
Naming it.
Honestly, naming the band is up there. That is up there. Biggest challenge.
Bus life.
Biggest challenge. Biggest challenge. I'm trying to think.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe something like we wanted, but other people are like, or no, is that a thing? I don't know. Like you know, like
We've overcome so much.
I'd
don't know.
say naming the band is the hardest one. That is number one all time. Wowza! Like
Yeah.
wow, that is number one.
I mean, I think honestly, I feel like at the beginning of the band, like, I don't know, me being on like a show, I feel like at first for me personally, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna have to overcome people taking this seriously, like at the very beginning, you know what I mean? Because it all happened at like the same time. And I feel like we don't hear about that at all anymore. It's just not a thing. It's just not that's if I'm getting real like that. I feel like that's something that for me, was a personal challenge that I feel like we overcame.
There we go.
Here you are. Sold out shows.
Yeah.
Overcame.
There we go.
Marissa, you didn't write where you're from, but CP.
What's up?
Weirdest tour moment so far this time in the last 6
weirdest
days.
Weirdest one?
Tour moment
Weirdest tour moment?
so far.
On
I know
this
there's
tour.
one.
Wait.
The bus exploding?
What's since like last week? Like what happened?
Oh. Wait. There's
So
gotta
there's
happen.
there's stories of like
So far, it could be so far in your
Yeah.
career, so
Yeah.
far
Well, there was-
in the
there was a-
last week, whatever you're feeling.
one where Joy again, the shirt I'm wearing, they like were opening for us. We were hanging out somewhere, and they got in a fight with some random guy on the street. That was a weird moment.
Me
Cole
and
was
Danny
there.
got in a fight with this random dude.
Yeah, this rando. So that was weird.
Oh my gosh.
That wasn't last week, though.
No, not last week. All time, right? It could be like all time thing.
Oh.
There's a lot of weird moments. I just can't think of them because probably try to block them out.
I mean,
Wait.
there was a mother who asked if I would give her daughter a kiss.
That was so cringe. Oh my god, that was so awesome.
That was the weirdest moment of tour for me, for sure.
How do you politely decline?
No.
You will not accept. You will not accept this rose.
Hard pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. I think
Cool, cool, that
I
was
think we've
good.
covered a lot of those.
Tour's been weird.
And this is my last one from Emma from Tampa.
Yo, local.
If you could be a Power Ranger, which color would you be?
I mean,
Rainbow sherbet. New one.
I feel like growing up, like you always want to be the Red Ranger because the Red Ranger's like the leader. You know what I mean? The Red was always the leader because I was a huge Power Rangers fan. But I feel like now I'd say the Pink Ranger, 100%. Pink's an amazing color, and I don't know if they've had a male Pink Ranger yet, so they should do that.
Is there a Blue Ranger?
I'll be the Blue Ranger.
Yeah, Blue Ranger.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wow.
The Blue Man Group.
I don't know. I don't. Is there a green one?
Sure.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depends on the season.
Sometimes.
That's cool. I'm down for like a guest starring role. And,
We like green, so we're gonna say yes.
oh right. Oh, I did not plan that. I just like
Is
the
there a
cut.
green
This is
Influenced.
nice. Yeah.
Do Ranger X.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much again for stopping here and doing a green room with us today. I think we should all give them a wowza.
Hey, oh,
that's our first
Wallows,
wowza ever.
everyone.
Nice.